What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a course generator AI agent by creating a simple workflow in Anychain. Let's get started. To create a course generator AI agent in Anychain, I've created a workflow that I've renamed to course generator agents. Here we're going to start by adding the first step, which will be our trigger. I'm going to choose an on-form submission trigger. Here, we're going to add the title, description, and elements to our form. I've gone ahead and added the title, description, and elements to our form. So the title of our form is on the lines of submit your course idea. The description is on the lines of share your course idea below, and our AI course generator agent will automatically turn it into a complete course. Then here we are adding our form elements. The first field name is on the lines of what's the title or main topic of your course. Element type is using text. This field will be required. The other field name is on the lines of who's your target audience for this course. Element type using a drop down and adding these options right here. So the first option is small business owners. The other option is marketers. The last option is beginners in tech. The other field name is on the lines of what's the cost level. Element type using drop down, adding these options right here. So the options are beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The other field name is on the lines of how long should the course be. Element type using a drop down and adding these options right here. So the options are 4 weeks, 10 lessons, or self-paced. The other field name is on the lines of what are the main learning goals or outcome of the course. Element type using text. The other field name is on the lines of key topics or concepts that should be covered. Element type using a drop down and adding these options right here. So the options are machine learning, AI tools, automation workflows, and lastly, data-driven decision making. The other field name is on the lines of which format do you prefer to discuss. Element type using a drop down and adding these options right here. So the options are video lessons, written guides, or hybrid mix of both. The other field name is on the lines of what tone or teaching style should the course have. Element type using a drop down and adding these options right here. The tone can be either professional, conversational, inspirational, or educational. The other field name is what name should we display as a course creator or author. Element type using text. And the last field name is on the lines of what email address so we can send you the course. Element type using email right here. And then here, I'll click on execute step to fill out our form. Here's our form. Here's a title and description and elements of our form right here. So we're going to start by adding the title or the main topic for the course. Or the title can be AI for beginners. Who's your target audience? Can say beginners in tech. Cost level, can choose intermediate. How long should the course be? Can say 4 weeks. What are the main learning goals or outcomes for the course? Can say understand AI basics and apply them in business decisions. Key topics, can choose AI tools. Format to like written guides. Tone, you can choose educational. You can add my name. And here I'm going to add my email address and click on submit to submit our form. You can see our form was submitted. Now when I open our form submission trigger, you can see we captured our data that we just filled in our form. Capture the title, target audience, cost level, length, goals, key concepts, format, tone, author, and the email address over here. So here we're going to pin that data and use that data to set up our workflow. The next thing that we're going to do here is I'll wait for a few seconds. So I'll search for the wait node right here. We can wait for 5 seconds. I'll rename this node to wait 5 seconds. Click on rename. Here I'll execute this node. Our node was executed successfully. Now the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to set the fields for form submissions. So I'll search for the edit fields node right here and click on it. And here we're going to set the fields for form submission. So let's set the fields for the main topic, target audience, cost level, cost length, main goals, concepts, course format, the tone. So we're going to set the variable for the name. So we're going to set the field for the name and the email address right here. Then I'll click on execute step to set the field. You can see we successfully set the fields right here. Now the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to add a condition to ensure that we have the topic, the target audience, and the main goal of the course from the data that we submitted on our form. Add the condition. I'll search for the if node right here and click on it. Then I'm going to start by adding the main topic right here and say that this field should exist. I'm going to add another condition and say that the target audience should exist. I'm going to add another condition and say that the main goal should exist. Then I'll click on execute step right here. You can see we have these fields available, so our output was in the true branch, but if it was in the false branch here, I'll search for the do nothing node right here. So we're not going to move forward, but because if we have our data available here, we're going to conduct an in-depth research about our topic. We're going to use this tool called Tavily. So I'll search for Tavily and click on Tavily right here. Here you'll need to install it first if you haven't installed it yet. Then after installing it, click on the search node right here. Here, you'll need to create your credential by clicking on create a new credential right here. Then from your Tavily account, add your API key right here and click on save to connect your Tavily account to anytime. After doing that, here we're going to choose the operation as query and add our query right here. So our query could be on the lines of research and compile the most relevant, up-to-date resources about our topic, include the latest insights, emerging trends, expert guides, real-world case studies, practical frameworks, and proven strategies, all tailored for target audience and cost constraints provided right here. Then here I'm adding the various options, like the topic or like a general topic, and I like to include an advanced answer. This will be a summary for research. So to generate an in-depth research about our topic and generate a summary, click on execute step right here. You can see our node was executed successfully. So this was our query, and this is a summary that we generated using Tavily. So this is a summary of the research that we conducted here in Tavily. So this is a summary about our topic. So we're going to use this summary to generate an outline for our course right here. To generate the outline for the course, we're going to use AI. So here, I'll search for AI and click on OpenAI. In OpenAI, I'm going to click on message the model node right here. Here, you'll need to create your credential to connect your OpenAI account to Anychan by clicking on create a new credential. And from your OpenAI API, add your API key over here and click on save to create your connection. Then here, you can choose a model. You can choose any of these models right here, but I'm going to stick with GPT 4.1 mini. And here, I'm going to add the prompt for the system role and the user role over here. The prompt for the system role is on the lines of you're a professional instructional designer and course architect. And the prompt for the user role is on the lines of here we're starting by adding the user submission data here. So we're adding the course title, target audience, course level, estimated duration, learning goals, key topics or concepts, preferred format, tone or style, and course creator. Then we're going ahead and adding the industry insights from the summary. So this is summary right here. This summary includes recent trends, expert guides, frameworks, and case studies related to the course topic. And here we're telling the AI, using all the information above, create a comprehensive course outline that is structured in logical modules and lessons designed for the target audience at the course level that we filled in our form. It should also be practical, modern, and aligned with the latest industry insights. It should be adapted to the format that we outlined in our form with the tone teaching style. And here we're telling AI, include the following sections. First section will be the course title and description, which will be a clear and engaging overview of what the course covers and what learners will achieve. The other section will be the course objectives, which will be 4 to 6 measurable learning outcomes. The other section will be the target audience and prerequisites, which will be who should take this course and any prior knowledge needed. The other section will be the course structure section, which will be list of 5 to 8 modules. For each module, include the module title, module summary, 3 to 6 key lesson titles, key skills and outcomes, relevant resources and case studies, and estimated duration per module. And the last section will be capstone project or final assessment section, which will be one high-value practical project that applies what students learned. And we're adding the output instructions. So we're telling the AI to format the responses as a clear, well-structured outline using proper headings, subheadings, and bullet points. Avoid JSON or code formatting. Write in a natural professional English suitable for a published course curriculum. Then here we're telling the AI to use concise, professional, and engaging language. Align the structure with Tavily insights. Ensure logical progression from beginners to advanced topics. Include real-world relevance for each module. And keep the tone consistent with the user's preferences and target audience. Here, I'll click on execute step to generate an outline for our course. You can see it's executing our node. Let's give it a second. Our node was executed successfully. So now when I click on table, you can see the outline for our course right here, starting with the title and the description of our course. See the title, description, course objectives, target audience, key concepts. So this is incredible, and it's now going in depth the different sections and the modules. This is amazing. I like this outline for work course. So now here I rename this node to course outline and click on rename. The next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to generate our course using an AI agent. So here in AI, I'll click on AI agent. Here we're going to define below and add the prompt and the system message. The prompt for our AI agent will be on the lines of you're an AI course generator. The system message, so we're starting by adding the course outline that we generated using our course outline node. This outline includes all modules, lessons, objectives, and structure generated previously. And we're telling the AI agent, using the above course outline, write the complete course content as one cohesive document ready to be added directly to a Google Docs. The final document should read like a professional outline course script or ebook. Include all sections clearly formatted and written in full sentences and paragraphs. And here we are outlining the structure that we like the AI agent to follow. So we like to output the course title, description, target audience, course level and format, tone, teaching style, course objective, and then modules. For the first module, we like to output the introduction, lessons, mini case studies, real examples, or exercises if relevant, and generate a module summary. For module 2 and 3, we like to use the same structure. Then we like to generate a capstone project or the final assessment, which will entail the project title, description of what learners must do, and 3 to 5 learning outcomes. Then in the end, we'd like to generate a closing summary and final thoughts. So for the style and tone, we like the AI to write naturally and professionally, as if these were published course materials. We also like the AI agent to avoid lists or fragments, use full sentences and paragraphs, make it engaging, actionable, and relevant to the target audience. We also like the AI agent to maintain consistency with the course format and the tone. And lastly, we like the AI agent to integrate real-world frameworks, strategies, and trends mentioned in the Tavily summary. And then for the output format, we like to produce the full course content as one continuous, well-structured document with headings, subheadings, and bullet points where appropriate. No JSON or code formatting, just clean formatted text ready for Google Docs. And then we like to end the document with short closing summary that motivates the learners to take action or apply their new skills. Here, so here I require specific output format. Here, I can click on the output parser here. Then I'll click on structured output parser and add our JSON example here for output. So we like to output the course title and the course content. And here I'll drag this at the top over here. Then the next thing we're going to add is the chat model. So for the chat model, I'm going to choose OpenAI chat model right here. Here I'm going to choose my credential and the model. Choose any of these models right here. I'm going to stick with GPT 4.1 mini. Drag this at the top right here. The last thing that we're going to add is the memory. I'm going to use a simple memory right here. Where here I'm going to define below and add a key. For the key, we can choose when it's submitted the date or form as our key. And drag this at the top right here. You can rename this node to course generator AI agent. Click on rename. Then here I'll open this node and click on execute step to generate our course. You can see it's executing our node. Let's give it a second for it to complete generating our course. You can see that our node was executed successfully. And here we generated the title of our course and the course content right here. And then we went much more deeper on our topic right here. This is amazing. So now to preview the course that we just generated, we're going to add the course to a Google Docs so we can preview it. So we can review and preview it. So to do that here, we're going to start by waiting a few seconds. So I'll search for the wait node right here. Can wait, let's say 3 seconds. I'll rename this node to wait 3 seconds. And click on rename. Here I'll execute this node. Then I'll search for Google Docs. Click on open start by creating a document. Here you need to create your credential by clicking on create a new credential. Then from your Google API, add your client ID and client secret right here and click on save to create your credential. Then here we're going to store a document in my drive. And here I'll choose the folder that we like to store a document, which is this folder. Then here we're going to add the title of our course, which will be the course title right here. And then I'll click on execute step to create our document. Our document was created successfully. So I rename this node to create a course document and click on rename. The next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to update the document with the course that we generated using this AI agent. So I'll search for Google Docs again. And I'll click on the updated document node right here. Here we're going to map the ID of our document, which is this ID right here, and the course that we generated using our AI agent, which will be this course right here. And then I'll click on execute step right here to update our document with the course. You can see our node was executed successfully. Here I'll rename this node to update a course document and click on rename here. Now with our course document over here, the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to send ourselves the document via email. So here we filled in our name and our email. So we're going to send ourselves the course via email. So to do that, here I'll search for Gmail, click on Gmail, and then I'll click on the send a message node right here. So here you'll also need to create your credential by clicking on creating a credential. Then over here, click on sign in with Google. Then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to anytime, and your connection will be created. Here I'm going to close this over here. Then you're going to map our email address that we filled in our form right here. Subject line of our email is on the lines of course document. Then here we are adding our topic. And then email type, we're choosing text, and the message to emails on the lines of hi name. So we are mapping the name that we filled in our form. I've just finished compiling your complete course document title, and here instead of writing the actual title, you can map it right here, and it's now available for you to review. You can access it over here. So here we are adding our Google Docs link and mapping the document ID, which is this ID to the document right here. The document includes a detailed course description and learning objectives, a comprehensive module breakdown, a practical capstone project outline, a closing summary ready for publishing or client delivery. Please take a look and let me know if you like any revisions or additional sections added. Best regards, Dennis. Or you can say course generator agents. Now the last thing that we're going to do here is I'll click on add options and click on append anytime attribution. Here we're going to turn this to off, and then I'll click on execute step right here to send ourselves the course document URL via email. So here I'll rename this to send course document URL. And click on rename. You can remove the URL and click on rename. Now the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to add our form submissions, our course that we generated using our AI agent, and our course document URL to a database, or in our case we're going to add it to a spreadsheet. So in Google Sheets, I've created a spreadsheet that I've renamed to course generated spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet, I've created a sheet that I've renamed to course data, and here's where we're going to add our title, target audience, course level, course length, goals and outcome, key concepts, course format, tone, the actual course, and the course document URL right here. So now to add our course data to this spreadsheet, now workflow, I'll search for Google Sheets and click on Google Sheets, and here I'll click on append row in sheet node. Here you start by creating your credential right here to connect your account to anytime. So to do that, just click on sign in with Google, and then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to anytime. Your connection will be created. Since I had already done that, I'm going to close this right here and choose our document over here. Will be this document over here. For the sheet, I'm going to choose this sheet over here. Then we're going to map values to our columns in our spreadsheet with the data from our workflow. We're going to map our title, choose this topic right here. So we're going to map the target audience, course level, course length, goals and outcome, key concepts, course format, the tone. Then we're going to map the actual course content and the course document URL. Now to get the course document URL, I'll get the document URL from Google Gmail. So I'll open Gmail and then I'll copy this URL right here. And on spreadsheet node, then here click on expression, expand it right here and paste our link. Then here we're going to map the actual document ID. This is document ID right here. Map it over here. Then I'll click on execute step to add our data to a spreadsheet. You can see our node was executed successfully. Here I'll rename this node to course data and click on rename. The last thing that we're going to do here is we're going to complete our workflow. So I'll search for the do nothing node right here. Click on it. Then I'll execute it right here and complete our workflow over here. Now, when I open our spreadsheet, created a new record right here. So we added our title, target audience, course level, course length, goals, outcome, key concepts, course format, the tone, the actual course that we generated using our workflow, and the course document URL right here. Now, when you open our course document URL, here you can see the course that we generated using our workflow right here. So we generated a 7-page course using our workflow. So we're starting with the course title, course description, target audience, course level, format, tone, objectives, and adding all these modules right here related to our topic. As you can see over here, so we added a total of 5 modules. Then we added the final assessment and the closing summary and final thought sections right here, our course. So this was an immediate level course we generated using our workflow. And then we sent ourselves the course via email. So here, this is the subject line of our email and the body of our email right here with the link to this course attached to the email right here. So we generated this course, added it to a spreadsheet right here, and then sent ourselves the course via email using this workflow that we created right here in Anygen. So our workflow works perfectly. So we are triggering our workflow after we submit the topic, target audience, and the goal to our course via our form. Then we're waiting a few seconds and then setting the fields for the form submissions using this node right here. Then here we're adding the condition that the main topic, target audience, and the main goal has to exist in order to proceed with our workflow. Then we're proceeding and performing an in-depth research about our topic using Tavily, and then generating a summary. Then we're using the summary to generate our course outline. Then we're using the outline to generate our course using this AI agent. Then we're waiting a few seconds, then creating a course document in Google Docs. Then we're updating the document with the course that we generated using this AI agent. Then we send ourselves the course document URL via email. And then we added the form submission, the course, and the course document URL to a spreadsheet using this node right here. And then here in our spreadsheet, you can see we are adding the title, target audience, course level, course length, goal, and outcome, key concepts, course format, tone, the actual course, and the course document URL right here. Here is the course that we generated using our workflow with all the different sections and modules over here. And we're sending ourselves the course via this email right here with the course document URL attached to the email right here using this workflow that we created right here in Anygen. So we can try testing our workflow to see how it works. To test it, here, I'll unpin this data and then I'll click on execute workflow to fill out our form. Then here, we're going to submit our form by adding the title or the main topic of the course. So the title of the main topic could be on the lines of Mastering AI-Powered Marketing Strategies. Target audience can choose marketers. Course level can choose advanced. How long should the course be? Can say 10 lessons. To the main learning goals or outcomes of the course. Can say learn how to use AI tools and automation to scale marketing campaigns. Key topic, we're going to choose automation workflows. Format, we're going to choose written guides. The tone, we're going to choose a professional tone. And here I'm going to add my name and email address right here and click on submit to submit our form. You can see that our form was submitted right here. Here, you can see that our workflow was executed successfully. So here, we open this node. We successfully captured our form submissions right here. So we captured the title or the main topic, target audience, course level, course length, main learning goals or outcomes, key concepts, format of the course, the tone, name, and the email address over here. Then we waited a few seconds and then set the fields for the form submissions. Then here you can see it met our conditions. Then we proceeded and performed an in-depth research about our topic using Tavily. Then we used the summary of the research to generate our course outline. Then we went ahead and generated our course using this AI agent. Then we waited a few seconds, then created a course document in Google Docs. Then we updated the document with the course, and then sent ourselves the course document via email. Then in Google Sheets, we added the form submission, the course, and the course document URL using this node. Then we completed our workflow using this node right here. When I open our spreadsheet, you can see we added a new record over here. So we added title, target audience, cost level, cost length, the goals and outcome, our course, key concepts, course format, tone, the actual course itself right here, and the course document URL to our spreadsheet over here. So now when I open our document URL, you can preview the course right here. So we generated, here's the course that we generated using our workflow. Here's the title of our course description, target audience, course level and format, tone, objectives, and all the various modules about our topic over here. You can see all the different modules right here and right here. Then we're generating the learning outcomes and the closing summary, the end of our course. So we generated these 10-page course with all the different modules about our topic here using our workflow over here. Then we're also sending ourselves the course via email. So here's the subject line and the email body over here. And then in the email body, we're adding the link to the course right here. So this is the link to this course over here. Here, so the different modules. We're attaching to this email right here for review and approval. We generated this comprehensive course, added it to Google Docs and our spreadsheet, then sent ourselves the course via email using this workflow that we created right here in Anytime. Now, if you'd like me to create this workflow for you or a workflow similar to this one, just click the first link in the description to schedule a call with me. On the call, we'll discuss into details the workflow that you'd like me to create for you, and then I'll proceed to create the workflow for you. But if you enjoyed this video and you have an AI agent or a workflow in mind that you'd like me to create using Anychan, just comment it down below in the comments section. I read all the comments, and if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire workflow or AI agent from scratch using Anychan. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.